that's the two that killed each other?
Obviously, they had to be at one while.
Wait, which one is still alive?
Quando's still alive. That's young boy, homeboy.
So this gonna be the video.
You know, Von ain't a lie. We seen the video where the accident.
Yeah. So this gonna be the video about the beef between Davon and Quando.
On November 6, 2020, the 26-year-old Chicago-based rapper and songwriter Davon Daquan Bennett, popularly known as King Von, died after a shootout at a nightclub in Atlanta between him and a fellow rapper, Quando Rondo, who was said to be a former friend. Many people bashed Rondo for what happened after the years of friendship between them. The situation became so bad, Rondo had to turn off comments on his posts on Instagram. King Von's death came as a shock to many, and was believed to have been connected to the beef he had with Quando Rondo. Before his sudden death, he was signed to Lil Durk's record label, Only the Family and Empire Distribution. Durk, Chance the Rapper, YG, Polo G, and Meek Mill were just some of the people who paid tribute to him after his death. Keep watching to find out what caused the beef. The early life and career of King Von. On August 9th, 1994, Von was born in the beautiful city of Chicago, Illinois. He had 6 half-siblings from his father and 3 siblings from his mother, Taisha, who raised him. His father, Walter E. Bennett, also known as Ada Park Silk, was in and out of prison and in and out of his life. Von's father was shot and killed when he was just 11 years old. Von paid tribute to his father in many of his songs, but most notably in the song Exposing Me.
Wow. So his dad died.
Doing criminal activities.
Von first went to prison himself at 16, and that was the beginning of legal issues for him. In 2014, he was accused of a shooting that killed one person and wounded another. Von was eventually acquitted after a trial. Subsequently, Von started rapping in 2018, and he collaborated with Lil Durk on various singles. Durk eventually signed him to his OTF label. After his signing, Von released his single Crazy Story on December 6, 2018, and that's where he took off. On Valentine's Day 2019, Von's girlfriend, rapper Asian Doll, released a music video for her track Grandson, which Von appeared in. Beef between King Von and Quando Rondo. King Von was signed with Lil Durk, while Quando Rondo was signed with NBA Youngboy's label. The beef between these two friends started because they had a close relationship with the more experienced managers of their record labels. Von had beef with Rondo's mentor, Youngboy. The beef escalated when Von posted pictures of him hanging out with Youngboy's ex, Jania. Von explained they were only making music together, but that still stirred up some drama between the two rappers. But on November 5th, 2020, Von confirmed in a video that he never had any beef with Youngboy. In his own words, "Ain't no rap beef and ain't no real beef unless somebody got shot or something." It could be that Rondo and his crew took that as a challenge, and they wanted to show their loyalty to Youngboy. However, Rondo was still cool with Durk, who was Von's manager. Durk was featured in Rondo's song, Other Side. Since Von had beef with Rondo's mentor, he allowed it to ruin their friendship, and Rondo ended up taking things too far by gearing up to kill him 1 week after he released his album. Criminal history. King Von's street cred started when he was young. His first trip to juvie happened when he robbed someone at gunpoint and stole their car. Since he was still young at the time, the judge agreed to drop the charges on one condition: sending Von to boot camp where he would be confronted with the path he was on and challenged to change his ways. Unfortunately, boot camp didn't take because Von ended up in juvie again when he was convicted of possession of a firearm not long after. The first day lasted for 14 months, while the second lasted for 15. Von's longest stay in prison was a 3.5-year stretch while he was awaiting trial because he gunned a man named Malcolm Stuckey at an Inglewood party in 2014 when he was only 19. Von was charged with murdering Stuckey and wounding 2 others. Michael Wade, Von's friend, was there with him during the incident and also reportedly shot off about 15 rounds. Wade was ultimately sentenced to 28 years in prison, while Von was fully acquitted of all charges and set free. It was after Von's release from prison that he launched his music career and he started progressing.
He ain't go
Still,
back
his career came to a standstill in February 2019
took
when
the
he was
rap.
arrested.
I know, but he ain't put no money on his
He
books.
probably did. He probably did.
28 years? I would not be taking no rap for no 28 years for nobody. If I didn't do it.
Still, his career came to a standstill in February 2019 when he was arrested again for a shooting in Atlanta. This time around, he was arrested with Dirk. The video footage of the incident showed Vaughn and Dirk shooting at and robbing Alexander Weatherspoon in a restaurant parking lot.
Oh my
He was wounded, but
goodness.
he survived. So Vaughn and Dirk were held without bond on charges of attempted murder, possession of a firearm, and gang association. But Vaughn was released from jail sometime in June 2020 with
He
Dirk
must have been paying
out
them
on
people.
bail of $300,000
He
and
was paying them
$250,000.
people. There's no way that when they seen him,
On footage.
oh my goodness, he paid those people.
In June 2020 with Dirk out on bail of $300,000 and $250,000 respectively. How King Von became famous. Von started becoming popular when his unique storytelling style caught the attention of Lil Durk. This made Durk sign Von to his Only the Family label and release his hit 2018 single Crazy Story, which was included on his debut mixtape Grandson Volume 1, which went viral. A video for the song was released in late 2018 and got over 20 million streams. This put the rapper on the map, and he released another single called Cousins, featuring Just Flow 600 in March the following year. Von had to take his music career to the next level, relocating from Chicago to Atlanta. Grandson Volume 1 was released in September 2019. Featuring Durk on a couple of tracks, the set debuted at number 75 on the Billboard 200. The rapper's second release, LaVon James, dropped the following March. With a higher number of top-notch features, including YNW Melly and NLE Choppa, the mixtape continued the frantic brag rap of its predecessor. Von's first full-length album, Welcome to O Block, was released in October 2020, featuring guest appearances from Durk, Polo G, Moneybagg Yo, and many others. 1 week after his album's release, Von was shot to death outside an Atlanta nightclub in the early hours of November 6, 2020. Welcome to O Block showed how eager Von was to return home, make amends with those who had wronged him, and also to inspire his community with his presence. Unfortunately, he became one of the 3 people who lost their lives during the altercation.
Didn't make it.
Dang.
King Von's problems with other rappers. Although Von was quite new to the rap industry before his death, he was not new to conflict. He was clear in his disgust with 6ix9ine when Tekashi visited O Block in Chicago to post a video of himself
It's a
mockingly
snitch.
kneeling where Lil Durk's cousin
Yeah.
Newski was murdered. Von made a response video where he clearly expressed his solidarity with Lil Durk and condemned 6ix9ine's deeds and past cooperation with the law by saying that with 6ix9ine, that cool. They got this man running around and it's funny. That funny, gang. Cause it's like this. I don't know the gang. I don't give no fuck about the 6ix9ine. I don't know him. But he told on all types of people, gangs, and got people locked up and King Von also expressed his disappointment with Nicki Minaj, whom he once respected, because she worked with 6ix9ine after his release from prison for their Trolls collab. Many people hated the music video, but it still got over 300 million views on YouTube. King Von also had beef with FBG Duck, who died in August 2020. Duck was killed in a drive-by shooting in Chicago.
Oh.
Before Duck's death, Von claimed that they had resolved their issues. Von and Duck took shots at each other on diss records. Duck's I'm From the 63rd, released in March, was apparently a response to Von's February.
My goodness.
Duck's
the one
I'm
that
From
was
the
sitting there talking
Yeah,
that.
he gonna slap
Yeah, he gonna
He
slap
was gonna
it.
slap him. Now you can't even pick your hand up. Oh my goodness.
3rd, released in March.
He gonna say it.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Was apparently a response to Von's February track, Took Her to the O, where Von gave details of a run-in with someone from, you guessed it, 63rd, whom he does not joke with, and ended up sending 2 bullets his way. After Duck's death, Von made a tweet where he wondered how people blame him for everything. After a month, he announced that they had both resolved their conflict amicably. He also mentioned that they had unreleased music, which he wanted to drop earlier than he planned. Among Von's enemies was the 27-year-old rapper Famous Dex, whom he called a f**k in the Instagram comment section of a video of Dex getting emotional due to Duck's murder. Dex didn't take the comment lightly, so he went live on Instagram to
Wait a minute, Dex, that's Rich the Kid.
Yeah, that's just the kid.
Why they got him up
Dex
there?
a junkie.
Yeah, I don't know.
call Von out, saying, "King Von, you got 6ix9ine going to O Block. Don't get on 6ix9ine before you say anything about me, cause he's all on y'all block, disrespecting y'all." After what he said, Von tweeted, "Better hope God got some room for it." That was directed towards Dex and 6ix9ine. Dex later apologized for that statement and even challenged Von to a friendly boxing match. Akon was another celebrity that Von clashed with. Von worked with Akon sometime in early 2020 to release Locked Up Part 2, a song chronicling their experiences in prison. But when Von worked with 6ix9ine later in the year after their collaboration, Von announced that he had lost all respect for Akon. In fact, after news of Von's death, Tekashi 6ix9ine commented on a post about the rapper's murder with a laugh emoji, "The death of King Von." The tragic death of King Von happened on November 6, 2020, at about 2:15 a.m. in an Atlanta nightclub. Von was involved in an altercation with rapper Quando. The conflict quickly escalated into gunfire. He was immediately moved to a hospital in critical condition, but he died there later that day. He was 26 years old.
Oh my.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation reported that 3 people were killed in total, and 4 people were wounded, including the one who was charged in Von's death, 22-year-old Timothy Lil Tim Leaks. Von was buried in his hometown of Chicago and left behind 2 children, a son and a daughter. Conclusion:
My goodness.
King Von had his flaws, but he was unique and loved by so many people in the world. He had a unique rap style. You can go check out his works on various streaming platforms to see how talented he was. It's so sad that he left when his career was just starting to really take off. Long live a legend who died at such a young age.
A legend? Oh, okay.
Rondo Biggs, Lil Durk to squash the beat.
Sweet.
That's fake.
Hey, I feel about that video.
That's crazy. It is crazy. And he was only 26. Life was just beginning for him, but they allowed the street stuff to
8
take
years
him out.
in the rap game.
He
Ain't
was
even
born in '94. Oh
8
my
years in the
God.
rap game. He started at what, 18, something like that. That's,
Yep. 18, 19, 20, 21.
how that it is. That's how it goes.
8 years he lived in rapping. My goodness. Sad. Disturbing.
Yeah, it is.
And they still doing this. Now it's worse.
Because they're not learning from that. These kids, they think that's cool. That's fly.
But yeah, make sure you like, subscribe to the video.
That's fly.
RIP King Von.